and welcome back to the Salem Intruder, where today we will be talking about the tier chart and the concept of the plot wrap. So, let's get started. So, here is the Days of Our Lives timeline, if you will, and here we have all these plots coexisting peacefully, intersecting at given points. And usually these plots taper off at their own individual times and are tied up neatly in little bows. However, that is not what happened last Friday. Last Friday, all the plots converged messily into each other and then were tied up, with a lot of neatness, perhaps too much, into a bow all together at the same time. Which was great then. I mean, it was very satisfying. Closure's beautiful, isn't it? Until it's time for the timeline to continue, and there's nothing. Nothing. Just empty space. No plots to branch off of because all those got shoved into the bow. This is what we at the Salem Intruder call a plot wrap. A plot wrap is a very rare event in which all the plots on Days of Our Lives end at once and the show's momentum is abruptly and completely brought to a halt and the writing team has to start from the ground up. What follows is utter and complete apocalyptic dystopian madness, and the worst part is Ron Carlivati doesn't care about your suffering. He smiles and laughs about your pain in a very evil fashion. And as I cringed through this entire week of absolute snoozer episodes, and then proceeded to run the week through the cringe-o-meter, which broke it, or exploded it rather, resulting in me spending hours repairing the cringe-o-meter and updating it to process more cringe, I thought the people need to know why. They need to know the science behind it. So that's why this week's episode is called The Tier Chart. Today we will be examining the tier chart pre- and post-plot wrap to see what changed and why you are cringing. Did I use some wrestling lingo to name the tiers on my chart? Yes I did. But that's just the thing, it's my chart. You love it. I am aware that I have left out some people, but I have my reasons, okay? If someone is absent from the tier chart, assume one of the following. A. I hate them. B. They are not important because they are not variables. They never change, they just do the same thing over and over and their heads were not worth cutting out. C. They recently left or are about to leave. Disclaimer. Obviously, I cannot include every Days of Our Lives character that has ever existed, let alone every current character. Cut me some slack, bro. I'm not even monetized. So, as you can see, this pre-plot wrap tier chart is balanced. The main eventers are at the top. These are the people we want to see, such as certain members of Team Saggy Jowl, Team Kidnapping, and Gabby. Under them, we have the sub-main eventers. They're good, but they are, however, side dishes. Except for Phil, who is a main eventer in my book. Keep up the good work, Phil. This tier mostly includes the less notable members of Love Triangles. Some people here could be main eventers if they would be proactive and do something. Then we have mid-card. These characters are there. They have their fun moments. It's nice to have them around, but they really only exist to promote the mains and sub-mains. A lot of these people could move up a tier or two if they would be less cringe. Next, the plot devices. This tier is pretty much a retirement home for characters that were once steeped in glory, not you, and it's time for them to have a rest. Then, at the bottom of the barrel, Novelty Act. Lowest of the low. These people are only used if they absolutely have to be used. For example, as a lame attempt to push plot devices up to mid-card. Now, let's fetch the post-plot wrap chart. This is bad, guys. See how Callista Lockhart exists? See that? That should scare you. This is what I mean by dystopian. Characters are disappearing. The main event tier is a ghost town. What is going on? Duke is a plot device now. Bonnie's on the loose. Lonnie and Eli, please do something. And then we have tagalongs, who are trying to take up the main event tier, even though they are far from ready. Listen, Dupree, you need to get back to mid-card where you belong. Of all times, you could have intruded. It had to be now, right in the middle of my rant. Wait a minute. Why aren't you doing the thing? No, it can't be. No. Why? What has she done to you? Listen, Johnny, this isn't you. You're not evil, you're good. This is bad. This is very, very bad. What? I'm not Allie. What are you talking about? Why would you want to turn my show into an independent film? It's only 6 minutes long. Sounds like someone has some daddy issues.